I'll give you, 1 or 2 minute intro, and then we can take it from there. So, Sharp platform is Shopify for Web3. So brands and communities and the gig economy can easily onboard to Web3. Right now, it is too hard for the average consumer to participate, and for communities and businesses to do so. So then, what are the components of Web3? I think Mahesh has covered some of that over the last couple of days, but if you were not here, think of the applications like tokens, the metaverse, and NFTs. Just let's try to keep it simple, all right? So that's the applications, if you will. And then you will enter the metaverse to start earning and spending that. Does that make sense? So we are building the infrastructure. And then, just like Shopify, if I'm a business or a community, I just go, click here, I want my own metaverse. Click here, I want my own wallet. But you have to use our Sharp token. So we charge you a small monthly subscription fee for the infrastructure, and we will handle all of that. But then you have to use our token. If you say, well, I want my own token, I'm Burger King, and I want my token to be called Burger Token. Okay, go ahead and do that. We will have a consulting partner that will help you do all that. Does that make sense? We just want to be the infrastructure provider to easily onboard businesses, communities, and gig workers to the Web3 economy. Make sense? So that's what we are trying to do. And one of the reasons we're here is we want to get feedback from all of you, right? So we've had a survey going for the last 3 days. Like most of you said, you've done it. If you haven't, after this session, go and fill out the survey. But I'm super excited to let you know that we have 507 responses to our survey as of right now. That's amazing. So thank you for those that have filled it out. So then you're like, okay, great, you filled out a survey, and what's going to happen? Well, I'm a believer in co-creating products and services. That means...
Kjell, let me add more to that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, before we do that, so... All right, let me ask you guys a question. How many of you post stuff on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those, TikTok? All of them, everybody, right? Or even reading stuff. How many of you read there? Everybody, right? Everybody reads there. So, posting, reading, this is like a, and how many of you really get paid for that? Nobody? What? I get checked from Facebook all the time. So that's exactly one of the problems is that we are creating content almost every day, every minute, every second. You're sleeping, you're creating content, right? You have smartwatches, you have smartphones. You came here from your home, you're creating content. Google already know where this map is taking you, right? You go to doctor gives you medicine, they put in the system, you're creating content. So everything, we're sleeping and watches are tracking our sleep. Oh, you sleep for 5 hours. But this data is being created, this content is being created, it's being sent to somewhere, somebody, some company, right? So that's one of the biggest, I don't even think it's a challenge, that's one of the problem in this Web 2.0 is that these companies like Facebook, like big pharmas, big banks, and like Google, Microsoft, all of them, not just one, that's what their business is, right? That's their business is. Whatever data we are creating, they take somehow, some way, analytics or from marketing research firms, they get the data, and they then try to target you based on that. Funny thing is, not only forget about searching. Remember when you search something on Google, next an hour later, you go to any website, you start seeing ads for same products, right? So what's wrong with this picture? And they keep showing you again and again and again and every day, right? So what happens is our brain, scientists say that, I'm not a scientist, that if you keep seeing same thing again and again and again, you keep hearing same thing again and again and again, your brain start believing that it's a fact. Same thing. Okay, so so imagine if you have a disease and you start seeing this new drug which may or may not work on you. Funny story. You know, I went from India to US, and in the US, first time I saw that on TV they show ads for medicines, the drugs. They'll say, oh, you didn't sleep good last night? You must have blah, blah, blah. Talk to your doctor about this drug. Well, maybe I didn't sleep good because I ate too much naan and dal. So what, they keep showing that again and again and every day. So out of sudden, you're like, okay, I'm going to doctor. Like, doctor, I can't sleep. Did you heard about that drug? Well, guess what? Doctor is getting paid like, yes, 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 we have free trial here. Why don't you try this one? So in the US, I'm amazed how many drugs people take. A healthy people, if you are 45 or over, average, they take 6 to 8, 10 pills every day. That's what business is. That's why this big pharma, that's what they make money. So one of the reasons to solve these problems is, imagine when you're creating a content in a new world called Web3, you, first of all, you can allow or you don't have to allow, say, yes, I'm creating this data, I'm participating in this study, companies can use it. But you will also get paid for that, not just reward, you'll get paid for that. So that's exactly what this creator's economy is. Whoever is creating the content, they participate, they now can be rewarded. So the future is almost coming where all of you who wants to participate in content creation, they will be getting rewarded for that. And that's what Kjell was talking about, is that we are also participating. So there's many companies are creating these tokens that in different industries. So when Kjell said, you know, talking about that token sharp platform, our idea is on C# Corner platform, anybody who's creating content, right now they are doing for free. We are like LinkedIn. Think of us like a LinkedIn and Medium, and LinkedIn Medium combined. So people, anything they're contributing, if you're answering a forum question, if you are posting a video, imagine you start getting paid for that in tokens. And over time, you keep doing that, you're going to start earning that, and token is going to be traded publicly, obviously, so you can either sell or do whatever with it. And we also have idea to bring this to multiple companies, so the same token can be applied to different platforms in different companies. So with that said, now I want to make sure I have a little background on that, Kjell. So now you can go ahead, please, continue.
Yeah, perfect. I'll try to wrap it up. So was that clear in terms of what we're providing in terms of the infrastructure, right? So then that's fine. Usually companies, they would build something and then say, we built it, we're proud of it because we're developers and we're architects and we know what we're doing. Here, use it. I don't know about you, 8 out of 10, it doesn't work, right? Because you haven't done design thinking. You haven't talked to the users about how it's going to be used, and do you like red color? Do you like blue? Do you like this feature? Do you like that? So co-creating a product is the new buzzword in any industry. And that means that we are talking to you, we're asking you to respond to the survey to say, hey, do you like it? Do you not? So during this past week, we went to a couple of universities and got feedback from them as well. What are you looking for as a student if you were to onboard as a gig worker, right? So with most of you here, we also ask for your feedback. So for us, it's valuable. It helps shape the product. Does that make sense? So in your future, don't build anything that you think you know better than the user, okay? So that's our approach. So we're super happy to be working with the C# Corner community in co-creating NU in terms of creating next generation community economy. Make sense? So I think that's basically it. So what we have is, you've seen our booth. If you haven't, it's out there. Come and talk to us. But we put together a 1-minute video to help introduce the concept to you, right? So you can get an idea of what we're thinking. So we'll probably play it here today. If not, we can go to our booth and then I can talk more about it. But to me, the biggest factor is the gamification. And that's frankly one of the features we've gotten most positive feedback on is, okay, just make it a little bit of fun, right? Getting NFTs for certifications and for submitting code, great, as awesome. But man, make it a little bit of fun. So that's what we're gonna try with that. So I'll leave it at that and move on to the next.
Let's do is maybe.
Some Q&A.
Yeah, maybe we have a new panelist. Oh. Yeah, we have new panelist. Maybe Preetam is going to introduce himself so everybody knows, and then we can open it to Q&A. So we want you guys, any questions you have around anything today at the conference, Web3 or anything, just let's open up for questions.
Okay, yeah, hi everyone. So I am Preetam. I am founder of Kjell Audit. So we are a Web3 focused cybersecurity company. Okay, and I think you guys just were at my session. So why we need Web3 security, right? So we are discussing very interesting, cool ideas on metaverse, on NFT, on creator economy, right? So these ideas are very cool, and there is need of these ideas to move from these centralized platforms like Facebook and Google to build some metaverse applications. But the need of Web3 security is very much important. So why it is important and why these Web2 hackers are moving into from Web2 to Web3, because in Web2, if I'm going to hack any platforms, I can get any data out of it, maybe Amazon data or Flipkart or Zomato data, right? But in Web3, I can hack or I can break any smart contracts and I can get away with millions of dollars, right? That's why these Web3 hackers are breaking the smart contracts. That's why with cool products, with cool ideas, there is need of Web3 security also. Yeah.
Great. Anybody want to ask questions? Anybody has questions about anything? Yes, there's a question back there. Okay, I will go there. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. One of the fundamentals of all blockchain, I think, from Bitcoin to ETH, we have been talking a lot about the kind of impact that it creates to the environment. I'm talking about the net emission. I want to understand how Sharp works from that perspective, because clearly you guys are early into the game. None of your products have been launched. So I feel that, along with scalability, if we also look at becoming a little more environment friendly, that'll be great. I mean, that's one of the suggestions that I've already put on the form, but I'd love to hear a little more about that from the person.
Question please for Sharp blockchain. Yeah, what's the question? For emissions and everything.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, you will talk. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah? Okay.
Environment. Okay, got it. Yeah. You're talking about the blockchain. Some of the blockchains having problem effect on the environment.
That's correct. I'm talking about the net emission.
Yep.
Yep. I want to know what Sharp's take is on that. Are we moving in that direction? Are we not moving?
Yes.
Are we expecting any sort of a upgrade? What is it like?
Yeah, so again, you know how, I don't know if you were in the tax panel, similar to the tax panel, how there's misconception about the taxing. Same thing is with the emissions it's just there are only 2 or 3 blockchain. They are the one they are maybe a few more, including Bitcoin, they are proof of work. And if you understand proof of work, that means to earn the reward in the mining, the computer has to run and solve a puzzle. But majority of the blockchains out there, they are proof of stake or similar algorithms. And what does that mean? Is as long as you have balance in the account on your node, you're fine. There's no emission, there's no harm to the planet. You still have to run the computer, but they're very minimal. You can even stake these tokens on a BlackBerry or those, Raspberry Pi on very small devices. So it's all also, I don't look at the blockchains like Algorand, Stratus, they're all proof of stake, and there's no harm in that. That answer your question? All right, any more questions? You want to talk, any questions about taxi? Yes.
Hey, Kjell, I have a question for you. I want to ask, how do you plan on keeping the currency floating inside the website instead of everyone just redeeming it into the real currency and causing a possible loss?
So within the platform, what's the plan for to keep the currency or the token circulating within the platform and partners?
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the question. So the idea that we have is that it's going to be a marketplace of multiple communities, brands, and gig workers, right? So our first implementation is for C# Corner, a global community of 30 million software developers, right? With 3.5 million that are registered. So that's our first implementation. So you will earn tokens, you will spend tokens. You will earn it if you submit code, and you will spend it if you want to interview with Apple or Google or something along those lines. Then, thank you. So then, so these, remembered in the first couple of minutes, I talked about the applications, right? That's what this is. And then over here is, I'm trying to address your question is, this is the marketplace for multiple brands, just like Shopify. C# Corner is our go-to-market partner. And then we have additional brands. As of right now, we are in a very fortunate situation to have close to 100 million users overall behind the brands that have agreed to use the Sharp platform. Does that make sense? So if you're, so here it is. So initially, C# Corner is the first go-to-market partner. Then we have multiple segments because we're building infrastructure. So for us, it's not just community, right? It is anyone that wants to tokenize their environment and their user base. So, for example, GoPure, which is out here, right? They're providing nutritional products, healthy, good for you. I'm going nuts over GoPure. It's amazing. So that's one e-commerce provider that will offer the token. So if you earn them on C# Corner, you could spend it on GoPure nuts. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Next question. Yes, right here.
So what are the major disadvantages of Web3 according to you?
Disadvantages of
Web3.
the user experience. I mean, I don't know about you, it sucks. Oops. Yes, it does. I mean, honestly, I think we have some work to do. And personally, I'm from a user experience background. And not that it matters, but I won awards from Apple, Wall Street Journal, myself and my team. And we are laser focused on user experience. Are we going to solve it next month? No. Are we going to solve it next year? I hope we can start addressing it, right? So what does that mean for me? For me, the test is, can I ask my uncle or mom, hey mom, can you take a look? And she's gonna, I don't know, what the heck is this? Well, if I have to instruct someone to do it, then it's too complicated, in my opinion. And then the challenge is also the regulatory environment. In India, you guys were here for the previous session. Same in US, it's like, what's gonna happen to it? So that's kind of like the bigger picture, but user experience for me is not fixed. So I think we have some work to do between 2.0 and 3.0. I call it 2.5. Let's get to 2.5 first. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So as we know that the current revenue model of major companies is basically ad revenue that they get from our data only, right? So we are saying in Web 3.0 that won't happen. Our data would be ours and it would be in our control. So how are companies gonna be earning money then?
Well, let me give you an example, if that's okay, from the
Yeah.
healthcare industry,
Yeah.
right? So today, I think Mahesh touched on it. I'm a white, old male, okay? Let's say I have a heart problem. I'm taking medicine, and a pharmaceutical company, let's say Johnson & Johnson, does that work? Is that a good name?
Yeah.
Johnson & Johnson, they know everything about me because they sell me that medicine. So they know my name, they know everything about me.
Yeah.
And they abuse that data.
Yeah.
They will say, oh, we know Kjell is taking that medicine. Maybe we should charge him 2 times as much in insurance premium. Maybe he should pay more when he goes to the doctor because they know I need help. So that's what's happening today. Completely abuse. That's why their profits are in the billions.
Yeah.
So when you say, how are they going to make money? I'm sorry, they're already making
A lot.
more than an economical profit, just like oil companies and some energy companies in general. So tomorrow, oh yeah. Okay, thank you. Is it my size? So tomorrow, right, let's say that Johnson & Johnson is looking to do a clinical trial
Yeah.
for people like me with my heart condition. Let's say, I can decide, do I really want to participate in that trial or not? And I may say, you know what, I'll give you my name and the name of my medicine.
Yeah.
And they may say, okay, we'll help you with your health care and we help you give you good care for the trial. But if I say, you know what, I'll give you everything about me, and Johnson & Johnson may say, that's amazing, we're going to give you all the care you want, we're going to send a nurse to your house, and we're going to do everything. So that's how you can leverage your information.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. Am I supposed to do it now? All right. No, that's all right. Here it's pretty easy. All right, question. Yes.
I just want to ask the basic difference between Metaverse and Web3, and according to you, what is the future of Metaverse in Sharp platform?
Okay. The difference. Yeah.
Oh, great question. Deserves a t-shirt.
Thank you so much.
Metaverse is a component of Web3. So if you remember the applications of Web3, tokens, NFTs, right? Metaverse to me is where you will enter the Web3 economy and maybe spend and earn most of your tokens, like a game, right? Play to earn, right? So learn and earn. To me, it's not quite there yet, right? I'm a member of the Sandbox. I bought land a year and a half ago. To me, it's a game plus. It's not really Metaverse. The experience that I have within Oculus Quest, to me, that's kind of like the Metaverse, except I can only do it at home in my bedroom because I don't want to leave. I need I need this much space to use it. So I'm super excited to see what Apple comes up with because they're focused on augmented reality. And then in terms of how would it apply to C# Corner, I think if I'm a developer, say in Brazil, for me to go to this conference, that's going to be a long trip. Okay, but can we invite 50 million users to C# Corner Conference 2023 live and in the metaverse? Maybe, right? So I think that's the short version of how we might.
Yeah, and good. That's and a couple of other things. For example, like trainings, right? So we are already going to launch these virtual trainings, where rather than you doing a Zoom meeting and all, you can be in rooms, different kind of rooms. What if you like to learn programming on a beach? Then you pick your settings and you are on a beach learning. What if you want to go in your village and with your family photos there, you can hang out and just watch there. You can do that. So we are going to build these custom assets, personalization based on your settings, so then you can enjoy this virtual environments. It's too early to tell exactly how it's going to work, but these are some of things in our roadmap. Next question for Preetam.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Please continue, Preetam. You have.
How will you implement cybersecurity in metaverse?
Again, great question.
Okay. So it's not about cybersecurity in metaverse. Indirectly, cybersecurity is you are making sure you can say in metaverse you're building smart contracts, you're building APIs, you're maybe building some virtual assets and everything, right? So maybe you are like using the NFTs, right? So these products or these tools should be secure. Like there should be no bugs in that, right? So so we are making sure these NFT smart contracts, the DeFi smart contracts, or if user identity smart contracts or DAO products, the smart contracts are written in a way there is no bugs, there is no backdoors involved in it.
And there must be some authorization in that case. So
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's take last question because we were running behind the time. Let's take one more question. Then there's a tea break quick before our next panel will start.
A very good afternoon, sir. First.
Yeah.
So my question is, sir, what are the important traits of a metaverse?
Important?
Traits.
Traits,
Distinguish between
properties, attributes,
Okay.
characteristics.
Okay. So as we discussed, metaverse is a part of a Web3, right? So in Web3 ecosystem, we are having NFTs, the virtual reality headsets, and everything, right? So for according to me, what should be the best trait of a metaverse? It should not be more like a Web2, not should be more centralized, right? If I am playing any game in metaverse or if I'm using any game, it should be more Web3 focused. Like if the tokenomics should be in a proper design way. The user should be getting tokens for any playing game or any like just assume I'm building any Instagram or YouTube app on decentralized platform like Web3, right? So I should be getting the tokenomics should be in a very efficient way. That is a very interesting use case of tokenomics. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Can I add a little bit to it? So think digital collectibles. What is that? To me, that's everything that you can digitize, whether it's a song. You can create an NFT out of a song, right? When Snoop Dogg launched his latest album, in the first week using regular distribution, meaning radio, TV, right, to play his song, he earned $7 million. In the sandbox, in 4 hours, he collected $28 million of people that were there visiting, buying, renting his songs. That's pretty amazing. So think collectibles, songs, images, I don't know, maybe a picture of this session right here. Okay, who knows? I may want to buy it and keep it in my virtual closet where I have. So Nike has actually implemented a great way of keeping all your digital collectibles, your shoe collection, fashion, etc. So
yeah, and I think Nike also sold real shoes with the collectibles, right? That makes sense To me, that makes sense, not the dogs and monkeys and cats. So with that said, guys, thank you, our panelists. Thanks to me also, and thanks to you. Enjoy the conference.